True, not really. Nah, the thing he just said, nah man, I don't agree with it. True. I don't know if this is the best advice to follow. Whenever Andrew Tate's name is brought up into conversations, it seems like a lot of people's rational side of their brain just stops functioning. It often becomes so emotional, and it seems like whenever he opens his mouth, half of the people listening have already decided that the thing he's going to say is good or bad. And I get it, he's pretty polarizing, and I'll be honest, some of the things he said is pretty good I think, and other things I don't really agree with. But if our opinion of someone hinders us from being able to rationally break down someone's ideas and thoughts, then what does that say about us? And how are we supposed to come to the best decisions as neighbors, cities, countries, and as a people if we can't even listen to every side of the story? So even though this might put me in a tricky situation, it's still worth it, because the day we stop listening to certain people, then we're truly fucked. So join me for this rational breakdown of some of Andrew Tate's ideas, and we'll see if they actually make sense or if they're just BS. But let's just go for it.
Everybody always says, if you tried your best, that's all that matters. The best is all you can do. If you tried your best, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if you lose if you tried your best. Most people have heard that before. But there is a secret to the universe that most don't know. If you actually try your best, you can't lose. Not pretend to try your best. Not try your best 90% of the time.
I mean, if you try your best and you fail and stop, then you didn't try your best. So basically, you try your best until you succeed. And the only way you could kind of lose is if you die along the way, I suppose.
Not try your best with excuses. If you genuinely try your best all of the time, all day, every day, it's impossible to lose.
Yeah, I definitely
So when people say if you
true.
tried your best, it's okay to lose, that is a logic fail. Because if you lost, you didn't try your best in the first place. If you actually try your best, it is impossible to fail in this life.
I mean, if you're trying to be the best football player in the world and don't have legs, it doesn't really work. But I get what it means. I guess you can get to a certain place. Not necessarily the absolute top, because I think some things are just genetics, but success in basically all fields, I believe this is applicable to.
In the first place, if you actually try your best, it is impossible to fail in this life. God is watching, and he
True, if you try your best, you'll succeed at something.
rewards those who want it the most. If you want it the most, you can have it. It's a competition.
True.
Every dollar you want, the house you want, the car you want, other people want. You have to win. You have to want it the most and genuinely do your best, because most people aren't capable of doing their best anymore. To get up every day.
True, we waste so much time doing useless things, and I think doing your best takes time to get to a place where you can actually do that. And if you're on TikTok a lot, for example, and scrolling for hours a day, then your mind is not in the right place where you can go 100%, because you need so much stimulation. But I definitely believe you can build up, and then you start using TikTok less and less and less, or focus more on what you actually want to do and do that more and more and more. And then I guess naturally, as you do that more and more and more, then you'll start using TikTok less and less and less, and just be more in situations where you're not overly stimulated, I suppose, is pretty good.
Do your best, because most people aren't capable of doing their best anymore. To get up every day, whether they feel like it or not, and perform regardless.
Yeah, that's
That
hard,
is the
man.
secret. You cannot fail.
Yeah, that's pretty hard, and I guess because it's hard, a lot of people don't do it. Meaning, if you actually do it and do it consistently over a longer period of time, then you'll succeed, man.
If you try your best. So if you don't have the car you want, the woman you want, the relationship you want, the friends you want, the house you want, you haven't been trying your best. Because I guarantee you, the second you do, you'll have all of it.
Not really. It will take time. It will take probably more time than either you and me want, but with time, definitely. You know, if it's logical, you can't just get 10 years younger. I mean, you can kind of, if you become really fit and really healthy, then your body becomes like you were 10 years younger, but you can't just subtract from your age. But you get what it means.
You haven't been trying your best. Because I guarantee you, the second you do, you'll have all of it.
I believe there's only 3 reasons people are not rich. One of 3 reasons. They're either stupid, arrogant, or lazy.
I mean, honestly, I can't speak about this because I'm not currently rich, right?
Stupid is actually the smallest category. People think, oh, you know, there's a lot of stupid people. There are, but I know a lot of stupid people with a lot of money, right? There's so much money in the world. To be too stupid to generate money, I think is less than 5% of the public.
I'm not there.
We're genuinely too dumb to ever make a good wage. Then you have arrogant and lazy, and these are the two most common. Lazy.
I think I'm honestly in the lazy category, even though I'm much better now and I'm a pretty good streak right now. Still got a long way to go.
Because people just, oh, you know, but I need time to myself. Oh, you know, but it's the evening.
Nah, I don't do that, but I don't spend as much time as I think I could doing this thing, or the thing that's supposed to get me where I want. I mean, during these last 1-2 weeks, I'm on point, but...
Or, you know, it's hyper competitive. There are people who do not need times to themselves. There are people, there's an Indian in Islamabad, or there's a guy in Islamabad who'll do your job online for $3 an hour and he doesn't sleep. You're gonna lose, right? So if you're gonna be lazy in any regard, you have to understand there are people like me who are billionaires who work 18 hours a day. When I finish this, I get into my car and I open my laptop and I work on my way to my next appointment.
I mean, depending on what kind of life you want, I might not recommend working 18 hours a day because you have to balance the possibility of you dying tomorrow with you dying in a long time. So it's like, how do you want to spend your time? Do you just want to work all the time? I mean, I guess it depends on what you do for work, right? If you have a purpose and you're working towards your purpose, then sure. But still, I'm one of those people that think sleep is pretty good, and I think life is better when you sleep. But I think some people might genuinely need less sleep, but I also think a lot of people are sleeping way too little, and as a consequence, their life is just worse. So I recommend to sleep. But he said something else.
Right? So if you're going to be lazy in any regard, you have to understand there are people like me who are billionaires who work 18 hours a day. When I finish this, I get into my car and I open my laptop and I work on my way to my next appointment.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be people that work harder than you, and always people that will do what you want to do for less. So I guess that's kind of why you have to figure out a way to be special. Because if you're one of 100 people that can do something versus the only person that can do something, then obviously this will be better.
Work all night till the day I go. When I go to sleep, I close my laptop and I'm asleep a minute later. I work. That's all I do. Lazy is a big problem because people go, oh, but I just want to relax. If you just want to relax, that's fine. But you're competing against people who just don't want to relax and you're going to lose. And
that's not necessarily true. If you're working a lot, but you're working on the wrong thing as well, then obviously that's not going to be bringing you to the right place. But it also depends on what your goals are. So yeah.
It's fine. But you're competing against people who just don't want to relax and you're going to lose. And the last, and I'd say that's around, a lot of people have that element to them. A lot of people are lazy. That's about 50% of people. But the main reason people are not rich is because they are arrogant. If you were to take somebody who says, I'm doing my best, I'm really trying, and you were to get an exact schedule of their last week and find all the times they've wasted time, you'd say, look, you've wasted time, wasted time, wasted time, wasted time.
You also have to define what wasting time is, because if you work 18 hours a day, then you could define wasting time as spending time just talking to the person that you like the most in this world. And if you drag this out over a period of years, that might not be the most ideal way to live life, at least for the majority of people, I'd say.
You know what's actually amazing? Most of those people are not
But scrolling on TikTok is probably just wasting time.
even self-reflective enough to go, you're right, I'm not trying my best. You know what they'd say? Well, I have to rest sometimes. I have to have a social life. They'd be so arrogant because they're arrogant.
I said no, because excuses, no man, I don't like them.
Do my Facebook.
Yeah. No matter, you'd even show them, here's where you fucked up. Well, you know, I have to, you're crazy. And then they go back to being a loser. A lazy person thinks he's working too hard, and a successful person thinks he isn't working hard enough. And we're doing 20 times the work they are. And we're like, oh, I could have done more, could have done this. Oh, I missed that today, can't miss that again. Oh, I should have taken that call. I should have flown there. I should have. That's, you know, we have guilt about it. They don't give a solitary fuck. And even if you pointed it out to them, they'd sit there and go, oh yeah, and they'd make some excuse for it. It's the brutal arrogance of people.
Yeah,
Perhaps 50, 60 years ago, you could be a normal man with a normal job, have a normal life and a normal wife and a normal house and a normal car and be happy. But the world we are now living in is proving that being a normal man is nothing more than slavery. Being a normal law.
The thing he just said, nah man, I don't agree with it. I heard a quote that expectations minus reality equals happiness. So basically, if your expectations are below what's actually happening, then you'll be happy. And I guess a lot of the reason why a lot of people aren't happy is because they're comparing themselves to all of these other things that are much better. But if you'd go back and start being grateful and think of all the great things you have and everything you can do and the fact that you're actually here and start getting into that vibration, then you just start feeling better. I definitely think happiness is not something that you get from external means, but something that you take from inside, I suppose.
Proving that being a normal man is nothing more than slavery. Being a normal, law-abiding citizen with a normal income and a normal wage and one passport and a normal wife is going to leave you depressed. Sooner or later, it's going to leave you and end up fucking suicidal and miserable.
No, it depends on what's going on in here, and a lot of it is just perspective, how you look at life and everything. If you seek out the negative, then of course it's not gonna be very enjoyable. But if you seek out better things, and when you speak to other people, speak about good things and things you enjoy and cool things that's happening, then don't think you'll be miserable.
Depressed. Sooner or later, it's just going to leave you and end up fucking suicidal and miserable.
This is what I don't understand about people, especially men in the world today. Why are they so worried about being afraid? Why are they so worried about, I was afraid every time I fall.
Yeah.
I fall anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't let fear guide what I'm gonna do.
I heard that courage is when you're afraid of something, but you still do it. It's not when you were afraid of this thing before and now you can do it without being afraid. I think fear is part of it and still doing it.
Yeah. Like, I don't let fear guide what I'm gonna do. I do what I'm supposed to do regardless of how I feel. So I don't see anything wrong with feeling fearful. I don't see anything wrong with feeling stressed or under pressure or anxious. All these things men are trying to get rid of. And I talk about men specifically. I gender this because I'm a man. I don't know how it feels to be a woman. But
True.
All these things that people are trying very hard to get rid of from their brains, I don't see why they need to leave. I will argue the point that if I feel anxious and pressured and stressed and fearful, I will get more done than if I was happy. I think if I was happy, I'd just be hedonistic and just wasting my time. I think that you get a whole bunch done with these negative connotations.
I think you could potentially get more things done if you're not happy. But I wonder if having all those thoughts and feelings, you know, anxious, fearing those things are good or bad to have, if you should try to get rid of them. I guess they're kind of just a part of your life, and not letting them consume your entire being would be good. So kind of just have them be there. It's like when you're meditating and just letting thoughts pass by. They're there, but you don't engage in them. But I'm not 100% sure about this point.
If I was happy, I'd just be hedonistic and just wasting my time. I think that you get a whole bunch done with these negative connotations and negative emotions, and I think that life is suffering and pain, and you're here to go through it, and the sooner you get used to the taste, the more successful you're going to be. I have no interest in trying to change the flavor, my friend. The flavor of life is pain, and I will eat all of it. And it doesn't matter if they put me back in jail or not.
I think it's very relevant here what your goal is in life. And if your goal is to get the most money and get the most materialistic things, then I think you should probably listen to him. But if your goal is different, if your goal is to just be with a lot of cool people, enjoy your existence in this place and everything like that, then I don't know if this is the best advice to follow.
And it doesn't matter if they put me back in jail or not. I'm not sitting there going, how can I be happy in jail? I will sit in jail and say, yes, this sucks, it's supposed to suck. Yes, I'm not enjoying this. Yes, I'm anxious and paranoid. And yes, that guy might stab me. And yes, I can't sleep and I miss my family. And this is what's supposed to happen to me. And this is how I become the best man I can possibly be. And I'm going to succeed regardless.
So if you're not the person who's
That was a lot. I think the way we two series is different.
So if you're not the person who's waking up every day going, how do I improve my existence? Then nobody is. Nobody on the planet is considering improving your one.
It doesn't mean that you have to be in pain or rather not enjoy your entire existence. I mean, there's definitely going to be a lot of feelings that you don't enjoy that you'll have to push through, because I guess that's where growth comes. But I still believe you can do things that are really good for you and not be in a really bad mental headspace.
Then nobody is. Nobody on the planet is considering improving your one spin on Earth.
No one else cares.
Nobody else cares. So if you don't care,
I mean, other people can care, but no one will truly care 100% about your existence, I suppose. That might be false, but I don't know, man.
nobody on the planet is considering improving your one spin on Earth.
No one else cares.
Nobody else cares. So if you don't care, then you're fucked. So you need to wake up and care. And it's amazing to me, like you're saying, how did I find my mentors? I just tried a bunch of them. Like when I had no money, I would try very hard I'd listen to lots of different people, or I'd try different things.
I mean, the cool thing with the internet is that you can just listen to people online and then do as they say, and that's kind of a mentor.
I'd listen to lots of different people, or I'd try different things, and I wasn't scared to invest in myself, because I understand that, look, if he's taking time out of his life, then I need to reward him for it financially. And I tried very hard, and I listened, and I paid attention, and I was never lazy. I don't believe there's a person on the planet who pays attention, tries their best, is never lazy, is on time, works hard, has a mentor, and is giving it his all, who isn't rich. I don't believe it. I think that if you do all those things, you're rich. And if you don't have any money, you're missing one of those key elements. Now, you can fool yourself and you can fool everyone else and you can pretend you're doing them, but if you're truly honest with yourself, am I finding people who are trying to teach me what I want to know, and am I trying my best?
And the answer is fucking no every time. For you to become rich and successful is going to require pain and suffering. And you have to understand exactly what your dream life is to make the pain and suffering worthwhile. Think about it. Have you...
Having a goal and know where you want to go, having a vision about your future life, I definitely think that's very good. Because even if you're working really hard, if you don't know in which direction to go, then what's the point? I guess in the beginning you can kind of just start with a general direction, but then actually getting at least a goal that's decently far away, I would say, is definitely worthwhile. And then of course getting smaller goals along the way.
Have you ever been to the gym and seen a person in fantastic physical condition? They're strong, they're ripped, they're large. And you say to them, how did you get so big and strong? And they say, I don't know. Oops, it kind of just happened. Or have you ever found a really rich man or a very successful man and said, how did you become rich and successful? And he goes, I don't know, bro. I just woke up one day and it kind of happened and now I'm living my dream life. No, there is a very detailed plan and roadmap. For you to become strong, you must eat a certain way. You must train a certain way. For you to become rich, you must earn money a certain way. You must understand exactly how you're going to make money, whether you're going to be a public-facing figure like me or a man of the shadows with millions of dollars. Unknown, but extremely powerful. You have to design your dream life. What house are you going to live in? Who's your woman going to be? Is she blonde? Is she brunette? What car are you going to drive? Have you even gone on the internet and spec'd your car? You can...
I can't speak since I'm not in his position, but it doesn't feel like the best use of my time, I suppose. I mean, what does it matter if they're brunette or blonde? Or I guess I'm not chasing cars or materialistic things. But I mean, I kind of have a general clue, nothing detailed. But right now the goal is just go on YouTube and I'm just putting all of my time here. I can't see how the other things is worth my time. I kind of see it as a distraction, I suppose.
Have you even gone on the internet and spec'd your car? You can design your dream car right now for free on the internet, and you can choose the color, you can choose the wheels, you can choose the carbon. Is it a Lamborghini? Is it a Ferrari? Is it a...
That's just procrastination, I think. But it could also be used as motivation when you're down and not feeling like it. You look at it and like, oh shit, man. If I do this thing right now enough times, I'm gonna get this shit, and then you do it. But yeah.
McLaren, how much does it cost to the dollar? You talk about your dream life. You don't even know what your dream life is. How do you expect to get to a destination when you don't know where you're going?
I mean, I'm going in a general direction, and then along the way, I'm choosing different paths, I suppose. I see it as a waste of time to fully point out the exact point you're going to be at, let's say in 5-10 years, because as time goes on, new things will come into your life which will change how you think and everything. And as you grow and maybe as you get that money, maybe you don't even want that thing. So instead of wasting time being super specific about what kind of life you want, then why not just put that time into creating that thing instead? But I don't have that right now, so my opinion isn't that valid. Can I just try to use logic, man?
You don't know where you're going.
The last thing I am is a hater. If you make a bunch of money and you pull up next to me in a Lambo, I'm going to be the guy who shakes your hand and says, gee, boom, you escaped the Matrix. Congratulations. Welcome to the free world. That makes me happy. I want all of you to win. I'm not a hater. I'm not out here hoping I get to win and you lose. If you lose, you deserve to lose because you didn't take action. If you take action, you will win.
I mean, I think it's a bit more complicated than that, but it was a pretty solid video actually. Had some really good advice and some things I didn't agree with. But if you want me to react to any other things, let me know and like and subscribe, and have a good day. Hopefully I'm not getting cancelled, but peace.